Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros. Today I will be reading the January 23rd Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version. It's 2 paragraphs long, and then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple of notes on the message. And I hope it will assist both of us on our journeys. Okay, here we go. You are never alone. You may sometimes feel lonely, but you are never alone. God is always with and within you. Even in what seems like your darkest times, God is just a thought away. In any moment, choose to focus and value the thought of God's love over the thought of the ego's loneliness, and you will find a divine presence embracing you. It is what you focus on in any moment that you end up experiencing. As God's creation, you are forever worthy of being one with your source. God is love and all. So how could you ever be not loved, alone, or apart from all? You may have bought into the ego's false concepts that God lives in a faraway place, or that God becomes available only to those who deserve him, or that you can only encounter God after death, or hundreds of different told tales. None of these false concepts are true. Paragraph 2. Today, let us remember that because God is love and all, we could never be alone in truth. Feeling alone is not a function of a mathematical equation. It is simply a sign of someone who has forgotten their connection to all that is. When we're not in alignment with the truth in us, yes, we could feel lonely. We could feel alone, but even then, we can never be alone. Today, let us stop reinforcing this false narrative that we could ever be separate from all. Let us stop investing our time, focus, and energy in a mindset that tries to separate us from our all-loving source. Instead, let us now invest this time, focus, and energy on becoming a representative of oneness, of love on earth. We can do this by listening to what aspect of love the moment is calling out for, become and share that aspect, and by doing so, help remind others that they are not alone. Okay. You're never alone. We're going to try to divide this into 3 simple, in relative terms, ideas, so that you can implement it into your life a little bit easier. The first one is that whatever it is that you focus on, you become more of. And so if you focus on loneliness, then that will increase. The second point is knowing what makes you feel lonely and knowing what makes you feel at one with everybody and all. And the third one will be, how can we use the concept of loneliness to increase our oneness? So those 3 relative simple ideas. Okay, the first one is, just remember, whenever we put our time, focus, and energy onto something, that something becomes a bigger part of our life. It could be a thought, it could be an emotion, it could be an idea. The more we place our time, focus, and energy on that, it grows and becomes a bigger part of our life. If we want it to become a lesser part of our life, we need to stop focusing our time and energy on that idea. And loneliness is no different. Okay, if you're feeling lonely, it's not going to help. It's not going to help you sit in the corner and be sad about it. You know, you have to decide, okay, is this what I want? In the end, I mean, this is really what I want. This is how I want to feel. And then, no, I've already felt that enough, you know. So let me try it a different way. If this is not working for me, if the way that I'm thinking, if when I feel lonely, I get all dark and depressed and sad and just want to separate from others, if that hasn't worked for me, or whatever it is that put me in that place has not worked for me, let me stop. let me stop using those paths, and let me try another way. Let me try a way that will make me align with my oneness, the love within me. Okay, and how do we do that? That's step 2. Is something simple you could do. So you can write on two pieces. You can have 2 pieces of paper. On one, you put what makes you feel lonely, or what thoughts do you have when you're feeling lonely or alone. And then on the other page, put what you think you can do to feel less alone. And something you can focus on is remembering that we're all one. God is love and all. So the truth in you is love. So anytime you're aligning with the truth in you, when you're placing your time, focus, and energy on the thoughts of love and the aspects of love, which are compassion, peace, kindness, joy, healing, hope, all those aspects of love. Anytime you're focusing your time and energy on those, you're going to feel more connected to the truth in you, to everybody and all. Why? Because you're sharing this oneness, this aspect of love. And obviously, if you're doing the opposite and being angry, hateful, deceitful, resentful, you're going to feel separate. That's going to make you feel alone. Why? Because you're out of alignment with the truth in you. The only thing that's truly real is love in you. And so if you're spending time in the fantasy, in the fairy tale, in the delusion, in the deception, you're never going to feel connected to the truth in you, to oneness, to all, to everybody. You're not going to feel fulfilled because you're not doing what you were created to do. You were created to share this love. And by doing so, you unite with others and expand this light. And the third step is using the thought of loneliness to decrease it and help increase oneness, the thought of oneness. And so all we do there is we recognize when we're stuck in the thought of loneliness, and we don't put ourselves down for that. We simply recognize, okay, I'm feeling lonely right now, or I'm supporting with my time and energy the thought of loneliness. Okay, I've done that before, I don't need to do that. Let me instead use it as a trigger. Let my thought of loneliness trigger in me the decision to unite with God through my appreciation for Him or through my gratitude for Him. And so you can do a quick meditation, and you can do this each and every time the thought of loneliness comes. Say, okay, I don't want loneliness, I want oneness. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel like one with everybody and all. So what do? Simply think about anything that's good that's happened in your life, anything joyful, anything that you are appreciative to God or to other people for, and put it in your heart, and then start to extend that gratitude to God and to all those individuals who have helped you live a happier or more joyful life. And extend this gratitude like waves. Visualize like waves of gratitude and appreciation of God. And then after you've done that, then feel those waves of appreciation coming back at you from God. Those waves like ocean waves of love and light coming into you, going through your skin, entering your bones and your heart, and just absorbing that love like a sponge, that oneness like a sponge. And so see, every time the thought of loneliness comes, you stop it, you set it aside, and you use it to practice oneness, to practice gratitude to God, and practice feeling that love that God has for you, that God has for your efforts. And little by little, you start to teach yourself that, wow, I really prefer belonging at one with Source, sharing my light and love with others. Excuse me. Sharing my love and light with others. And that makes me feel less alone, less lonely. And the more you do it, the more you practice doing it, so the more natural that behavior will feel, and the less alone you will feel. And it's all a decision. It just takes a recognition that you're somewhere you do not belong. I do not belong aligned with loneliness or aloneness. I belong at one with Source, with love, with light, and sharing that light. And when I share that love and light with others, I feel connected to them, and I don't feel alone anymore. Okay, hope this helped a little bit. If you'd be so kind as to like, comment, or share this message, it would assist with the listening process. And I just want to thank you for your time. And if you're alone, know that I'm with you. And maybe for these few seconds, at least I'm with you, and I love you, and I support you, and you will remember who you truly are. And when you do, you will have no more need to spend time in the story, in the fairy tale of loneliness. It's not true. It's not you. You're one with God, and you're one with all of us. You can never be alone, and we love you. Okay, thank you for your time. Peace.